lions and lionesses. All right. And this audio, I want to talk to you about something I promised a bunch of you that I would do, is talk about the research on something that's been around for maybe thousands of years, definitely hundreds of years in certain parts of the world. And that is heat therapy, or a sauna, of all things. Now, you'll get some benefits of the sauna from exercise and vice versa. So this will be really interesting for you to hear. And I'm not going to go into the little details of the studies just so it's not boring. I'm just going to kind of cover a bunch of studies and kind of give you the gist of it so you can make a decision whether it's something you want to add to your life. Me, personally, I use one. I have one in my house. I got Tony on one too. It's one of the things that's helped him most with his sleep, actually. But when you hear the research on it, we were working on this book with Tony, the Life Force book, and doing all this research, and there's a lot of cool new things coming out. But here's something that's been around forever that no one really uses. And if they do it for the wrong reason. Like they're trying to lose a couple pounds or something, which they're going to lose water weight, which is temporary and meaningless. But there are some applications when you combine it with exercise and nutrition and sleep, where there is a synergistic effect. And so just some of the health benefits of saunas in general, and it's heat. People ask infrared sauna or dry sauna or whatever. And really what is most important is heat itself. There's something in the body called hormesis. And I'll give you an example because you do it every day. When you train, like you lift weights, and say you lifted 10 pounds and it was hard the first time you did it, that's hormesis. The body became uncomfortable. It was challenged and it didn't perform well. It was fatigued. And so the body says, well, we don't want to be in that position again because we have to be able to survive. We need to be able to fight or flight, and we can't do that when we're fatigued. So we need to get stronger. So the demands you place on the body will become more. Challenge creates change. So that's what hormesis is. That's a big fancy word for just that. But it can also be environmental stress. Like when you ice your body, you sit nice and you learn to control your breath in that is hormesis. It's the cold is causing the environment, the cold itself is challenging your body. And the challenge, your body adapts and becomes better at dealing with the cold. Same thing with heat. It's heat itself. It's not the type of heat necessarily. I would recommend an infrared sauna just because there may be some other health benefits in terms of removing some toxins from the body that you may not get with just a dry sauna. So that's totally up to you. They both are very, very effective, as you'll see here. But some of the health benefits of saunas overall is they say it eases the stress, and we'll talk more about that later, but enhances weight loss, and we'll go into some really specific details on that. It's really cool. Boost immunity at a very, very prolific level, which you'll see too. Detoxification, when you hear about what comes out of your sweat, of your pores, that may blow your mind. It's even been shown to prevent certain types of cancers. How about that? That's a big claim, and it's supported. Cardiovascular health, it's one of the most important things for that. So heart attack, strokes, the leading cause of death in North America is heart disease. So that's pretty important. Pain and inflammation, which everyone has that sometimes, especially if you train, or most people just live in pain all the time. They just don't know that they're in pain because they live there. Mood and mental health, it's been shown to help with depression, with chronic infections like Lyme and Epstein and so forth. That's low immunity. That's what that is. And so it boosts immunity. So that's where it comes. Longevity, make you live longer actually. And you'll see the research on that. Diabetes, for just performance overall, for energy and performance, and for beauty because of the skin. So what I want to do here is I just want to tell you kind of the science of why saunas work, the heat. It stimulates two things. Really simply, heat shock proteins, so your body's ability to deal with stress. And when you get good at dealing with stress, your body becomes stronger in every capacity. And it also affects the expression of a gene called FOXO3, which has been shown that if you have a certain expression of that gene, that as you express that gene, I should say, you actually live longer. You age not as quickly. I said that in a weird way. When I use a sauna, I'll meditate in there too. And so I'm doing something else. I'm not just meditating or doing breath work. I'm actually doing two things at once. So it makes me feel better about myself. But here's a really interesting study. This was in JAMA, Journal of American Medical Association. And this is that a 30 to 45 minute sauna session burned up to 600 calories in the participants. And what is the difference between 30 and 45? It's the heat. And so that is the difference. And so you want to have a certain temperature in order to get the benefit, but you don't want to start at the highest temperature because it's like lifting weights. It's like lifting 1,000 pounds the first time you ever work out. It's not going to go well. Same thing with doing too much heat too quickly. And so we'll talk about that. Also with weight loss, there's an interesting study. So since you are burning more calories, it's like you're doing cardio. But in this study, they did the sauna 3 times a week for 45 minutes, and they lost 4% body fat over 16 weeks, over 4 months, which isn't great for that time period, but they weren't doing anything else. So, but the one thing you didn't know is their nutrition. They didn't track that in this study, but the sauna itself, often when you do it, makes you be more conscious of what you eat as well. And sometimes there's other studies that show that. And this is a really cool study. 25 minutes in a sauna equals 25 minutes on a stationary bike going at 100 watts. That's a pretty good click. So sitting there while you're meditating, you could be burning more calories, which I think is really cool. Also, if we talk about when toxins, I don't want to go down this rabbit hole here, but when toxins are in the body at a high level, this is why we do the heavy metal testing, it's difficult to lose fat, especially abdominal fat, and through the hips and legs. So that's something else that you'll see here. But this is really what's cool, though. It boosts immunity. So this is from a book called The Fourth Treatment for Medical Refugees. This doctor wrote this book probably like in the late 90s. But in it, he documented that a 1% increase in body temperature equals a 40% increase in immunity. So heat, what else increases your body temperature? What makes you sweat? Exercise. So that's why exercise boosts immunity as well too. That's why I say when you're sick, do light workout. So work out for 10 minutes because it will actually help you heal faster, especially if you can sweat. So if you have a sauna, hit that sauna when you're not feeling that great, and it will support the cause. So 1% increase in body temperature equals a 40% increase in immune capacity, is the way they termed it here. And then sauna users, this is from the Finnish Medical Society, where these things were actually created hundreds or thousands of years ago, that sauna users are 30% less likely to catch a virus. Yeah. And then there's this great doctor that really is was an expert in detoxification, Dr. Sherry Rogers. I read her book a long time ago, and I probably read it 100 times. And this is a quote: "The far infrared sauna is the closest we can probably get to the fountain of youth. Sweat is the only proven method for getting the most damaging toxins out of the body." Again, exercise. So if you don't have a sauna, like wear a sweatshirt, get sweating. It makes a big difference. And so most people's skin or pores are inactive, especially women when they wear makeup and so forth. And a lot of the things we apply to the skin actually clogs those pores. And how do you clean pores? Like not just with soap and water, that helps, but it's you got to clear it out the other way. So from the inside out, that's how you really clear a pore out. With detoxification, if we go down that, there was a really cool study we did with in clinics. We'd actually take the sweat and measure what was in it. And I have other friends that did the same thing, and we got very similar results, which was interesting because this was like my friends were in Kansas actually, so this was in Florida at the time. So what's in the sweat in the sauna? And this was an infrared sauna too, so this is why I'm saying I lean towards that. 1, heavy metals, cadmium, lead, mercury, aluminum. Plastics were in there. Plastics get in your body. Volatile organic compounds. These are things that never break down. So you got to get them out of your body. I'll do a whole audio on that later if you want to understand detoxification. I have a detoxification program that I basically took the best of the best of. And I did this with Tony and a bunch of people to get different types of toxins out of the body. I learned from some really smart people. So I'll share that with you a little later on. Not in this audio, but another one. Let me know if you're interested in that, first of all, because it will be a lot of work for me. So I want to make sure you actually do it. But Roundup, Roundup, the stuff people spray on weeds, the weed killer, it's called glyphosate. And that was found in the sweat. It was coming out. And these are people that aren't farmers or anything. They don't spray it. So they're like, well, how would that get in there? It's coming from the foods. So really interesting. So compared to when you're sweating to get toxins out is the easiest way. So it makes you feel good. When you do it through the GI tract, that's when people feel like hell. And I learned this in real life working with clients. And I got to tell you, chelation therapy, all these things, they're not faster. Just because when I was working with clients, they have to perform, a lot of athletes and stuff. So to get this stuff out, they can't feel like hell. And so we're like, we'll take the slow and steady approach. It is just as fast as the other one, but you don't feel like hell. So it's really important. And the sauna was a big part of that. So also back to that book, The Fourth Treatment for Medical Refugees. It's a thermotherapy in the new century. And there were some highlights from it, but it talking about fighting cancer, the heat itself fighting cancer, doing the sauna. Cancer cells become weaker in the heat. Immune system is mobilized like we saw before. Heat differentiates healthy cells from cancer cells, so it can identify the cells that are working against you. And it says higher immune system cancer kill rate. So heat has been shown for this. And this study, infrared sauna therapy reduced cancer tumors. This is in mice, actually, so that may not correlate all the time. In mice, so infrared sauna therapy reduced cancer tumors in mice by 86% in just 30 days. Pretty incredible. Cardiovascular health, regular use of the sauna may be as effective as a means of cardiovascular conditioning and burning calories as regular exercise that we were just talking about. So I've done this with clients, I have clients and then they refer me their parents and stuff, like people that never worked out in their entire life and really don't want to, but they have health issues. And what we do is we literally start them with a sauna at a lower temperature and work our way up. No exercise, just walking if they want to is optional. And then we had them drinking water because we didn't want them to have problems because they're sweating so much, and had some electrolytes with that, but that's it. And that's all we had them do is start. That's phase one. And then, sauna is not that cheap, but, it's pretty important when it comes to saving your life. And so, they were doing it 20 minutes and we worked them up to 30 minutes and we said, you just can't go, just please don't go above this because it'd be dangerous. And we had, I had a guy lose 88 pounds doing that. Guy was 72 as well. And so it was really cool. And then we built him to the next level. He had more energy. He started eating better. And then he wanted to he started walking all the time. And then we added weight training to it. And now he's like a gym rat. It's incredible. And so that was 8 years ago. So he's 80. He'll be 80 this year. And this guy is a beast. He ran a Spartan race, like a 3-mile Spartan race, I think it was, or 5-mile Spartan race. This guy did like the monkey bars and everything. 80-year-old guy. It's incredible. Okay, let me get back on track. Here's another cardiovascular health study. 25 men, 15 minutes a day, only 15 minutes a day for 2 weeks. In the sauna, significantly lowered blood pressure, significantly lowered blood sugar levels like diabetes stuff, significantly lowered cholesterol, significantly lowered triglycerides, increased blood flow throughout the body, and they actually lost weight. Only 15 minutes a day for 2 weeks. Now, some people will be like, well, I just want to lose weight. Don't get too caught up in that because weight loss, this is not just all fat either. They may be dehydrated. They may have measured the thing. I don't know. They may have measured right after they did it and just sweat a lot. But here's a really cool thing. One sauna session has been shown to lower blood pressure and improve arterial health, cardiovascular health. This is great. This is another one. So 25 minutes in a sauna will burn the amount of calories as 100 watts on a 25-minute stationary bike we talked about before, but also improved heart rate, improved blood pressure, and calorie burn, all from sitting in a sauna. You're not actually moving. It's incredible. Here's a study with 1,600 men and women followed for 15 years. So they were in their 50s to their 70s, and they never had a stroke. Those that did the sauna 4 to 7 times per week reduced stroke risk by 62%. And that was, I think it was 42% in the people that did it 3 or less times per week. So even if you just did 3 times a week, it all had an improvement. So 4 to 7 times, the more you use the sauna, if you do it every day, it's actually even better. So reduce your stroke risk by 62%. Now, that's pretty amazing. And let's talk about pain and inflammation. Infrared heat therapy reduced inflammation and swelling. Has been shown in real time to do that. So inflammation and swelling, that means that's part of the healing process. The more you use the sauna, CRP, this is C-reactive protein levels. This is a marker of systemic inflammation in the body. They go down. So people that did it 4 to 7 times a week had lower CRP than people that did 1, 2, or 3 times a week. So these are all great things. Exercise does these things too. I just want you to know that because you're doing a lot of it, but this is just the thing you can sit there while you're doing something else and get more bang for your buck. Now, how about arthritis? 100% of the people in this study that had arthritis pain had decreased pain and inflammation with the treatment. Fibromyalgia, 100% experienced 33 to 77% decreased pain. So they actually reported it themselves. So these are people that are in pain all the time. So every single one of them in the study had improvement. It was between 33 and 77%. In terms of pain perception. Mood and mental health. There's reported reduced anxiety and depression, increased feel-good chemicals, neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin. It actually been shown in midlife to grow more neurons, brain cells. So that's pretty cool. Increased brain plasticity. It makes your brain healthier. Again, it reduces your risk of stroke. So of course it does. Grows neurons, and endorphins go up. It decreases pain like we talked about. Something called oxytocin actually improves your love chemical. There was also another study where 30 clinically depressed patients in one session, they had an acute antidepressant effect. That was what was reported. And it lasted for 6 weeks, they said. So 30 depressed patients did one session and they felt like they were taking antidepressants for 6 weeks. That's amazing to me. I would like to talk to those people actually. So that's a lot of the studies. There's actually another study. I don't have it right in front of me, but the study that was really cool was on heart disease, and it was the same statistics as with stroke. And what it was that the more you did it, so the people that didn't use a sauna had an increased risk of having a heart attack. And then people that did it 1 to 3 times had like a 40% decreased risk. And the people that did it 4 to 7 times per week had an over 60% decreased risk. So like this is just such a simple thing. Anyone could do it. Even if they don't want to exercise, they can still do this. And like while you're working on something else, you could be sitting in there and just hit it. But just getting these toxins out is just one of the most important things for quality of life. And so if you have questions on this, let me know. The sauna that brand that I find is best, I don't have any arrangement with everything, is called HealthMate. They have really good customer service. There's another one called Influence Sauna. I was trying to give them money and I couldn't get these people. So they're very poor customer service in my experience. I don't know if that's with everybody, but they have a good sauna. But HealthMate is the one that I would recommend. I feel comfortable recommending them because their saunas get hot enough, and that's something I'll talk about. You want them to get to at least 160 degrees Fahrenheit. Because a lot of the studies were done at that temperature or around that temperature. But a lot of the saunas only go to like 140 or 150. And that's okay to start, but eventually you'll want to increase or you have to go longer. So if you want to keep it that 20, 30 minute range, you want to eventually get it. You want to make sure it goes up to 160. Okay? Let me know if you have any questions. I've done a lot of research on this and I should be able to help you. All right, my friend. I want you to live long and I want you to live well. I'm writing a book right now, and one of the things that I always said was you want to live greatly and die well. And that sounds a little morbid maybe, but you just want to go to sleep and be somewhere better, right? So that's one of the things, and I believe the sauna can really help you with it. There's a lot of evidence backed up, and I use it, and a lot of my clients use it. So let me know if I can help you with any other topics you want to hit. If there's some nutrition things you want to talk about, let me know too. Thank you so much. Love you guys. Have a great day.
You tap into the real you, but you have to retrain yourself. The way you retrain yourself is you wake your ass up in the morning and you say, I am here for a reason and a purpose. And it's bigger than my moods. It's bigger than the difficulties of the day. I am here to live like a lion, not the fear of a lamb.